Prime Minister Narendra Modi reaches Brussels on his visit to Belgium to hold bilateral talks with Belgian Prime Minister along with attending the India-European Union Summit. Prime Minister will remotely activate Devsthal Optical Telescope in Uttarakhand jointly with the Belgian Prime Minister. In a pre-departure statement, Prime Minister said that Belgium summit will advance multifaceted engagement across a whole range of sectors and described the 28-member bloc as a vital trading partner. From Brussels, PM will leave for Washington to attend the Nuclear Security Summit, which is scheduled for 31st of March and 1st of April. In the US, PM Modi will attend the Nuclear Security Summit, visit to conclude with PM's tour of Saudi Arabia. India rejects Pak allegations that ex-Indian Navy officer in Islamabad's custody was carrying out subversive activities. New Delhi says he's only an Indian businessman with financial interests in Iran. MEA asked Pakistan for immediate consular access to the person. In Uttarakhand, Nainital High Court orders a floor test in the State Assembly on 31st of March. It also allows ruling Congress rebel MLAs to participate in the trial of strength, the Attorney General to argue case before two-judge bench of the High Court. The budget session of Parliament has been prorogued to enable the Centre to issue an ordinance for authorising expenditure beyond 1st of April in Uttarakhand, which is under President's rule. Decision was taken at a meeting of the Cabinet Committee on Parliamentary Affairs chaired by Home Minister Rajnath Singh. 5-member Pakistani investigation team visited the airbase yesterday. Strategic installations at the base were concealed and Pakistani team was only allowed access to selected spots related to 2nd January terror attacks. Probe team also visited Bamiyan, the point from where the terrorists entered India. Finance Minister Arun Jaitley launches Make in India conference in Sydney in Australia. FM, who is on a 4-day official tour to Australia, asked Australian businesses to be the part of the Indian growth story. Says India has shown a great resilience despite global turndown. Haryana Assembly unanimously passes the Jat Reservation Bill yesterday. Bill provides for reservation in services and admission in educational institutions to persons belonging to backward classes including Jats and 5 other castes. Health Ministry has provided a facility of self-printing of ECGHS cards. While launching the facility on Tuesday, Health Minister JP Nadda said that the initiative will be very useful to all beneficiaries, including the pensioners who may find it difficult to go to CGHS centres for renewal of a CGHS card. Brussels airport authorities have said that it will remain closed even today, dashing hopes it would resume at least partial services after last week's deadly suicide bomb attacks. The decision was taken after authorities recently tested temporary check-in facilities and new security measures. West Africa's Ebola outbreak no longer constitutes a threat to international public health. World Health Organization has declared an end to nearly 20-month emergency that has killed about 11,300 people. In Myanmar, the new president Hatin Kyaw from the National League for Democracy has been sworn in today. He is the first elected civilian leader in more than 50 years. Handover completes the transition that began after the NLD won a landslide win in elections held in November last year. The political climate heats up with assembly elections in 5 states. BJP representatives met the Chief Election Commissioner in New Delhi and demanded free and fair elections in West Bengal. BJP Chief Amit Shah came down strongly on the Congress and the TMC at a rally in West Bengal. In the first semi-final of the T20 World Cup, England will clash with New Zealand today. The unbeaten Kiwis need Kane Williamson to fire in first semi-final. Joe Root is England's best batsman by far. They will need him to continue his good form. In the second semi-final, India will take on West Indies tomorrow.